You are now about to be a willing victim of the Odysseus Effect.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Alright, everybody. Here we are. You Odysseus assholes out there. I'm just kidding. That's not your guys' name. I'll change your name every day. How's that? It's a little varieties of spice of life. Yeah. How are you Odysseus assholes doing out there in the Odyssey universe? Yep, that's right. I've got a new theory on how the universe works. I've completely destroyed the heliocentric model, which says that the world revolves around the sun. I've replaced it with the Odysseus-centric model, which means the world revolves around me, so get used to this. I'm just kidding. Alright, welcome. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. How you doing? How you doing out there? I know I said this was going to be a weekly podcast, but actually I've had quite a few of you reach out to me and tell me that excuse me, that you enjoy the podcast, it's the best thing pumping through your headphones, that you're my #1 fans. I've had 3 of you say you're my #1 fans, so 2 of you are fucking liars, so I don't know, work that out amongst yourselves, fucking weirdos. I'm just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Alright. So, yeah, I've been asking for sponsors, so I don't have any, so I'm gonna plug a product right now, give you a little example. How's that? And I was thinking, like, what should I plug? I hate advertisements, so I was going to plug something that I truly believe in, and something that's been helping me in life lately a lot, with a couple things, actually. It's been helping me quit smoking, and it's helping me reduce my my urge to use drugs, because I'm no longer doing bad drugs, and I'll get back to that what I mean by bad drugs later. But yeah, so that product, that thing I'm using that helps me quit smoking and not do drugs, it's a razor blade. I cut myself. No, I'm just kidding. It is snuff. And what snuff is, I told you in the first podcast, is that it's a finely ground tobacco that you put in a little pile on your hand and you put it right up your nose. Yep, I am an addict. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so today's podcast is brought to you by the American Snuff Company. American Snuff. Since 1982. Or not 19, I'm sorry. Wow. So, yeah. I'm making this up on the spot. If you were really giving me money, I might actually write some shit out for you. So, American Snuff Company. I'll tell you a little bit about these people. I went to the tobacco store, I bought some snuff. I was looking at all the snuff. I bought the one, first of all, it said American, and I am an American. Second of all, it said since 1782. And I was like, well, damn. They've been around a while, and they haven't had to, change much, so it's probably good shit. Yeah, turns out pretty good shit. I went with the, this one's called Scotch Snuff, which is like a whiskey-flavored snuff. And I was between this and the sweet one, and I asked the guy at the counter, he's like a 70-year-old man that's probably got, lungs and nose and mouth full of tumors from 50 years of using tobacco. Anyway, I was like, well, which one do you recommend? And he's like, well, pretty much I approached him with the whiskey one and the sweet one, and he pretty much was like, well, if you're a bitch, you'll get the sweet one. So I was like, alright, whiskey it is. So this podcast is brought to you by Scotch Snuff. Anyway, so yeah, that was my example of a advertisement. I hope it was slightly entertaining, and I hope that somebody has some money and a product and gives me both of those. Alright, so yeah, I'm trying to get a format to this podcast for you guys, because I appreciate you guys listening, and I love you. So, I want to kick off the podcast with a joke at all times. You've been noticing that probably. So, there's a lot of pressure to make a joke, so we're going to start off easy, alright? Knock knock. I said knock knock. Who's there? Oh, fuck. It's the cops, guys. Fuck. It's fucking cops. It's fucking cops. I knew it, man. I've been bragging about how you can't find me, undisclosed location. Fuck, it's the fucking cops. Alright, guys, you know what to do. Here, take this, run to the bathroom, flush it. Here, no, you got the gun? Here's the gun, take the gun. There's one in the chamber, you know what to do. Alright, yeah, so knock knock. Who's there? Oh, fuck, it's the cops. Do you have a warrant? Oh, shit, you do have a warrant. The warrant's for Tyler Otis. Fuck. Do you know where to find him? Oh, you don't. You don't know where to find him? That's because this podcast is being recorded from an undisclosed location. Haha! Fuck the police, that's the joke. Which I'll touch on that in a little bit. So, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I'm not gonna talk about Summit County today. I'm gonna show you that I got more to offer than just what the fucking crazy shit that happened to me right in the last little bit. So, and I want to let it develop because I'm almost running out of details. I almost brought you up to date on the issue, so I want new things to pop up so I can be like, guys, guess what the fuck happened to me yesterday, you know? So, all right, yeah. Welcome back. Woke up early today, having trouble sleeping because I'm not on drugs. And the drugs help me sleep. And I know what you're thinking. If you weren't a drug addict, drugs wouldn't help you sleep, Tyler. Well, fuck you. Because if I went to the doctor and said, hey, I'm having trouble sleeping, you know what they do? They give me a prescription to fucking pills that have 100 million fucking side effects and make me a fucking mindless zombie the next day. So I would so much rather just smoke some fucking pot and go to bed. Fuck me for thinking that an all-natural organic plant is better than some fucking Eli Lilly fucking backed by fucking devil money fucking research for 6 months and then given to me for the rest of my life pill. Fuck me for thinking that, you know? I must be retarded, huh? Fuck you. Alright. So yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've actually, if anybody out there cares about me, which some of you do, some of you act like you don't, some of you are, I don't know, I'm not going to speak for you because you're not here on my podcast, so you can't defend yourself. So yeah, I'm not doing drugs, regardless of what you might think, unless you consider weed a drug, but actually, I haven't even been smoking pot because your boy here was, forced to run from paradise, and not every single state in this country is fucking, you want to smoke a joint, bruh? As Colorado is. So yeah, sadly enough, haven't been getting fucked up lately on weed, and because of that, my sleep patterns have been suffering. So anyway, yeah, drugs. There's good drugs and there's bad drugs. And I want to just get this out of the way because I'll often refer to myself as a druggie or say that I'm doing drugs or something like that, and I don't want you to think, oh man, he's back at it again. There he is fucking, you know, rolling around in the trash high on fucking God knows what. Drugs, let's just define the word drugs because it's a very broad term. You know, if I go to fucking Kroger, it says food and drugs right under their fucking sign. So to me, I guess a drug would be any kind of a molecular compound you put in your body to get a desired effect. Typically, it would be like a psychosomatic one, like a one that you feel consciously in your brain. But not necessarily, you know. I mean, there's drugs that just like reduce swelling, like ibuprofen and stuff. But there's good drugs and there's bad drugs. Anything I say I'm a man of freedom. I say anything in moderation, literally anything in moderation, as long as you're not hurting yourself, or if you're smart enough to know if it's fatal to use a small, like, just don't kill yourself unless you fucking want to, in which case, go jump in a volcano or some shit. Like, don't make a mess. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Don't kill yourself. But yeah, there's good drugs and bad drugs, guys. And take it from me, someone who pissed away 10 years of the prime of their life doing all the drugs in the fucking world. So, yeah, there's good drugs and bad drugs. And the best way I can separate them is, there's mental drugs and there's physical drugs. Drugs that have most of their effect on your mind, if you know how to use them, are exclusively beneficial to you. And the drugs that I would put into that category are marijuana and psychedelics. And I think that's about it, honestly, if I'm being frank with you. Now, obviously, like, if you're, like, having seizures every day or some shit, like, fucking, holy shit, take a fucking Xanax, don't fucking have a seizure and hit your fucking head. Or if you just had spinal surgery and there's 84 staples in your spinal cord, take a fucking Vicodin and holy shit, you know? That's what I'm saying. Anything in moderation. But, yeah, drugs that are bad. First and foremost, heroin. Secondly, a lot of you fucking hypocrites out there, like, a lot of you fuckers, you're like, drugs are so bad. Look at Tyler. He's such a druggie. Oh my god. Hey, I got $100. Can you guys get some cocaine? A lot of people think cocaine's fucking fancy and elegant, and if you only do it every now and then, First of all, I've done all the fucking drugs in the world, multiple times, and cocaine is by far the biggest ripoff out there. And I know a lot of you are like, what? Yeah. I stand by that statement. So, yeah. This podcast is brought to you by American Snuff, making you look like a cokehead in public since 1782. Anyway, yeah. Alright, enough about drugs, guys. I don't want to just talk about drugs all the time, because I don't have any and I wish I did. So, yeah, if you want to sponsor this podcast with drugs, feel free. Alright, so I actually did get some questions and comments this time, so I have a Q&A segment. So I'm going to kick it off, guys. Yeah. First question I received comes to me by a man named Matthew Whitty. Shout out to Matt Whitty, first friend to get his first and last name dropped on the podcast. And, yeah. Matt, you're my friend. I know we don't talk a lot, but, I forgive you. You didn't even do anything to me, so it's not really my place to forgive you. I'm going to touch on forgiveness later in the podcast in a big way, because I think a lot of you, the first key to being happy is forgive yourself for your past. And I'll try to tell you how I did that to me and how maybe it can help you do it to yourself. So yeah, shout out to Matt. Matt asked me, do you still train? So, what he meant by that is, my training in jiu-jitsu. Unfortunately, not currently. And the main reason is because, this podcast is being recorded in an undisclosed location. Because I'm on the lam. Because I felt like I was in a situation where I was in the right and the people in the wrong wanted to hurt me and do a bunch of mean, bad things to me, so I decided to just remove myself from their jurisdiction. So, yeah. It's kind of fucked up, you know, like, I'm facing felonies, guys. That's bullshit. Like, I'm facing felonies because I fucking had a concussion and drank a couple fucking beers and fucking fell asleep with a bathtub on, and my fucking apartment got flooded and all this fucking nonsense. Like, of all the crazy shit I did in my life, of all the fucked up things I've done, I got a DUI like 3 years ago, and they dropped that to a misdemeanor. I don't even remember getting pulled over. Like, I could have been driving down the fucking sidewalk, you know, like, for real. I could have killed 80 people. Like, if I had a fucking long black beard and a funny sounding name, you'd be like, oh my god, he's a terrorist. Like, that's the kind of shit I could have done that day. And I wouldn't even know because alcohol is fucked up. And alcohol is legal. I can buy that shit anywhere, but God forbid you could cop some weed, they'll fucking handcuff you and throw you in a place where people try to rape you and shit. So, yeah. So think about that next time you fucking judge me for fucking being on the lam. It's like, I don't want to fucking... I'm not gonna play your fucking games, guys. Like, yeah, I fucking made some mistakes, but you want to take away my right to vote and my right to bear arms because of some water damage for some fucking very unique circumstances surrounding it? Like, fuck you. Fuck your whole fucking system. For real. Fuck you! Alright. So yeah, back to the question, do I train jujitsu? No, I don't. Right before I got arrested, I went to the local jiu-jitsu dojo, and I went to a lot of places they'll give you one free class. It's really more on their end, because like if you walk in and you give them $100, you know, and they take it and put it in their account, now they have to give you a month, you know, and they give you a free class that way. If you come in there and you think you're a fucking badass, or you're lying to them, if you come in with a fake black belt and you're really a white belt and you're fucking hurting people in there, they're just going to tell you never to fucking come back. So they want to feel you out first. And I went and I did my free class, and then before I had the money to actually enroll, yeah, your boy fucking, the wet bandit here, fucking fucked up and lost his job. So, yeah. Unfortunately, no, I haven't been doing jiu-jitsu. But, oh man, I miss it. I miss it more than anything. Very truly, I miss it more than anything I'm ever in life. I miss it more than I miss most of you guys, honestly. Because it brought me more inner peace than hanging out with some of you guys do. You know what? If I'm being completely honest, there's a lot of you I don't miss. Because a lot of you... I know this is like a lot... I sound hypocritical saying this because I'm some fucking loser fucking sleeping in the woods fighting coyotes and shit like that, but a lot of you got some fucking growing up to do and some fucking soul searching to do, and I don't need you guys in my lives, so cut you off. There are some of you that I do miss, though. One person I really miss, I guess, I know she's listening to this because she can't fucking help herself. She's the reason my whole fucking Facebook's set to public, because I know she can't help herself. Kat Halstead, I miss you. You're a beautiful woman, and you're very smart, and you're funny. And I know a bunch of people are rolling their eyes right now because they know all the fucked up shit you've done to me, and they think you're a mean, heartless cunt. And you are a mean, heartless cunt. Do not get me wrong. Fuck you, burn in hell. But I love you, and I think you're pretty, and we have fun together, and I think we're good for each other. And I think we're both far enough in life where we've put our drugs and stupid shit behind us that we could actually be good for each other. So, with that being said, hit me up, dog. I miss you. I miss you. I miss giving you kisses, and I miss playing with your here, kitty, 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 kitty. Anyway, yeah. So, what to talk about here? Alright. So yeah, I told you I'm not going to go with the Summit County saga. Yeah, forgive me. I woke up in the middle of the night, and because I can't sleep for more than fucking 3 hours at a time, because I got fucking punk police chasing me, and I'm now in a place where you can't buy weed over the counter. You can get a prescription for it, but it's like that costs a whole bunch of money. You gotta see a special doctor, and you gotta be a state resident. And I can't become a state resident because you gotta be all official, and to be all official, you gotta fucking go official places. And when you go official places and identify yourself officially, they like to call officials, and officials want to officially take me to jail, and I ain't having it. So fuck you. Yeah, it's total. Ugh, I'm in a fucked up situation, guys, and I fucking hate it. Yeah. So unfortunately, your boy here can't just wake up, hit the fucking bowl, and fucking go back to sleep, and then wake up like a normal person and go to. I can't even go get a fucking normal job, guys. Like anybody that does the background check's gonna be like, oh, he has warrants and 911. You know, fuck. Yeah, he's in the lobby right here. Oh, yeah, we'll give him a fucking shirt, tell him he's got a job, we'll wait for you. Fucking, yeah, he's a piece of shit, because we fell for society's trap. And we're fucking mindless fucking drones who do anything we're fucking told, and blah, 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 blah. I'm a big dumbass. That's what you fucking sound like if you don't fucking support me smoking pot. So, fuck you. And, yeah. The reason I said all that is because you're going to hear me drinking coffee, and I don't like the sound of me slurping and swallowing is gross, I know, so I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Or anyway, yeah, but yeah, you don't have to support me smoking pot, because I guess that affects your belief system, and I'm not trying to change your beliefs necessarily. I'm trying to change your opinions about me. And if I'm doing something that makes me happy and has exactly 0 victims, shouldn't I be allowed to do it? If I'm doing something that not just makes me happy, but brings me peace of mind, makes me a calmer person, makes me more likely to not, you know, fucking pull a Uzi out of my fucking desk drawer and shoot up the fucking office, you know? Like, shouldn't I fucking be doing that? I would never shoot anybody that wasn't trying to hurt me. So don't take that the wrong way. But, yeah, just something to think about. Like, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm trying to fucking, you know, I'm trying to fucking smoke a joint, listen to fucking Pandora, and fuck off, but whatever. Thought this was America. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, answered the one fan question about do I still train? No, I do not. I got another comment saying they want me to elaborate on the family, and I hear you. The family's fucked up. A little bit of news about the family, actually. Fucking Charles Manson died. So hopefully, you know, it has a little bit of a trickle down effect, like you know, like when somebody shoots the president, there's a shuffle of powers. Everybody kind of gets a new job and things change. So not saying Charles Manson's the leader of the family. I've actually been doing some talking and what other people's inputs. It seems to me that I don't know if you guys know what MK Ultra is. MK Ultra was a government psyop that they got caught red-handed doing in the 70s. Like, the fucking U.S. Congress was like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, hold on, the document shredder's jammed, hold on. Oh, what were we doing? We'd love to tell you, but unfortunately we just deleted all the files. So there's no evidence, and sorry. That's exactly what happened. Like, I swear to God, like, they testified to Congress, like, oh man, we'd love to tell you what happened, but right when you asked us to, we said, oh fuck, we're fucked, and we, you know, fucking wiped the fingerprints off the gun, and, you know, pretty much. So yeah, MK Ultra the MK stands for mind control. And what they did was they went around and they took American citizens like me and you. They would target people that people wouldn't miss, people that didn't have families, or if they did have families, they were fucking nobodies, and they would just straight the fuck up kidnap them. And what they would do is, the movie Pineapple Express, where they're like that dude, they got him in a fucking bunker at the very beginning, and he's smoking a joint, and it seems like it's cool. They're like, yeah, government gave me drugs, and then he sits there and he's like, wait a minute. Why is this happening underground? Why you got a clipboard? Why are you writing this down? What the fuck's going on here? And then the government goes, illegal! That is taken from MK Ultra. And that is some real shit. Like, they literally, the government, they're too scared to fucking do these drugs themselves. Not like me, an American hero. I'll do any drug you give me. I'm just kidding. They were too scared to do these drugs themselves, so they kidnap people and they give them to them, and then they sit there in a fucking room with a clipboard, and they're like, "Oh, what's he gonna do? What happens when you give a man fucking a bunch of acid? Oh, this happens. What happens when you give him a bunch of acid and then give him a bunch of these drugs? Oh, that happens. What happens? Oh, he died. Oh, bring in the next one. Okay, we know that combination kills you." And they literally just kept doing this to people, like thousands and thousands of them. And they didn't all die. Some of them did. Some of them, they would spike some of their own agents, without letting them know. They'd be like, "Yeah, come into work. Here's your cup of coffee." And they'd sit down. Coffee's got PCP in it. Fucking guy doesn't know it. He gets up. He's like, "Oh, today's kind of weird. Oh, look at the service pistol. I wonder what it feels like when that bullet goes through my head." I swear, that's I don't know if it was PCP, but one of these fucking government agents fucking just straight blew their fucking head off at work one day because they got fucking spiked. There's tons of information about MK Ultra if you want to look it up. But yeah, so what I think is that Charles Manson was part of MK Ultra, and that they gave him a whole bunch of acid and put a little seed in his head and flicked him out into society with gallons and gallons of LSD, and was like, "Hey, you remember that shit we just did to you? Go do it to other people." And he did, and that shit got out of hand real quick, and they fucking well, you guys know what they did. They fucking killed a pregnant lady. And that pregnant lady was famous as fuck, so they got a lot of attention for doing the worst thing you could do, and it really fucking killed the hippie movement. Put a fucking stain on him real hard, because he was all like, "Peace and love, man, peace and love, peace and love. Make sure you get it right in the belly, make sure you kill that baby." So yeah, dude was fucking, for lack of a better term, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, and the government made him cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And then they gave him a bunch of Cocoa Puffs. And they were like, "Give everybody else these Cocoa Puffs and tell them how cuckoo you are." And yeah, so on, so on. And from that, after they caught Manson, the acid was still around. And, you know what? I think I might just have a fucking podcast about the family. But, yeah. Yeah, I'll just come back to that later. So guys, trying to wrap things up a little bit. I'm not trying to end it right now. I'm trying to keep things at about 45 minutes for you guys. I know a half hour goes by a little too quick, and I know an hour, some of you don't have an hour to spare. So 45 minutes sounds like a good amount of time. Alright, so I said I would come back to forgiveness because my first commenter is somebody that a lot of you that are listening to this are like, "Fuck that guy, he did something bad a long time ago." And so yeah, you gotta forgive yourselves, guys. And so the best way I can tell you how to do that is with a cool story, a jail story. And I figured I'd tell some jail stories every now and then because a lot of you haven't been to jail. And like, congratulations, good for you. Don't recommend it. Although, Summit County Jail, straight up, 5 stars. I can't complain, dude. Like, the food was amazing. It was all like name brand. Like when you peek in the kitchen, it's like Campbell soup, Aunt Jemima pancakes. Like it's fucking shit's fire. They're all super nice. Like nobody's fucking getting beat up and raped in there. It's like it's fucking cool. Like 5 stars, gentlemen. And I'm not just saying that so that you don't send your fucking deputies. Fucking yeah. Anyway, so yeah, jail. Forgiveness. When I was in jail, they give you a lot of, alright, trying to think of how to word this, because I'm talking about like a topic that's kind of obscure, you know, forgiveness. It's not like a concrete thing. I can't just describe forgiveness to you. So, I think I'm going to take a very brief commercial break brought to you by the American Snuff Company. So you're going to hear me do a little snort, and then I'm going to take a drink of coffee, and I'm going to use those seconds to think about how to phrase forgiveness. So, forgive me for these sounds. Okay. Alright. So in jail, you got a lot of free time, you know? And with that time, I figured, what's the best thing I can do with time? And a lot of people in jail, they come to the same conclusion, and it's all about like how you approach it, really. And that conclusion is you want to make yourself a better person with the time you're given. And a lot of people go about that in different ways. Some of them try to gain power and money, and they join gangs, and they think that that's bettering themselves because if they get power and money, that they can, that's the only way that they can potentially help their family on the outs. And I understand that, but unfortunately, I think that you know, stabbing people with a fucking dirty toothbrush knife that you hide up your asshole is not the best way about going about it. So and a lot of other people, you know, they focus on like religion and stuff, and I would do that in there, but that's not the subject of this conversation, really. What I wanted to do, well, I figured one of my biggest faults as a person was my inability to control my temper. And so I figured, you know, I need to be able to, when I feel my anger rising, I need to be able to tone it down. And so, how do you do that? You gotta have that little zen state, you know, that little quiet beach in your head with the seagulls chirping and the waves crashing, and that's the only thing. But to get there, to get that quiet, perfect little tropical beach in your head, you have to run around with fucking bows and arrows and spears and kill all the fucking sea monsters and fucking Planet of the Apes that inhabit your island, you know? You gotta confront the demons in your head is what I'm saying. You gotta, anything that's bothering you, you have to think about it, even though it's fucking super painful. And, you know, to try to let you guys know the type of things that I'm talking about, I'll get even fucking personal with you guys. One of like the biggest problems I had in my life was my dad was never around. Motherfucker lived like 30 minutes away, knew where I lived, never said hi. You know, I had to think about that for a second. My whole life, first time I ever saw this guy was at his funeral. So imagine how that would make you feel. So yeah. So I had to confront that. I had to forgive that man. And he's fucking dead, so I can't even fucking talk to him. So that was hard. So, really what that entailed was letting go. If you have to let go of hate for someone that you can't talk to or resolve the issue, you have to pretty much love yourself because you can't harbor hate in your heart. It's fucking pointless, you know? Absolutely pointless. So, yeah. So to do this, you have to... What I was doing was, meditating. And when you meditate, the goal is to think about nothing. And then focus only on, make sure your chakras are all lined up, and then focus on your breathing and spreading that good energy around your body, and then gathering all that terrible energy in your breath and exhaling it out of your body. That's pretty much just a meditation. I could go into much more detail, but and I got fairly good at it, but to get there, I had to slay every demon on these beaches. Had to, kill all these fucking zombies. And that was easier said than done. Shed a couple tears, but once you get past these hurdles, they are behind you. And you can move on. And it's great. So, don't be scared. It's all in your head, folks. You can do it. So yeah, I guess, yeah. I try to practice what I preach, guys. So I'm going to take advantage of this time to, when I was in jail, the thing that helped me, because a lot of you motherfuckers wouldn't answer my phone calls because you thought I was going to, for whatever reasons, fuck you, you know why you wouldn't do it. So yeah. So, I had to forgive a lot of you guys without the ability to talk to you. And, that was hard. So what I did was I wrote you guys letters, and then, since you guys didn't want to talk, I didn't send you guys the letters because, fuck you, If you don't want to talk, you're not going to get the gratification of, knowing that I forgive you without accepting my apology or without saying you're sorry yourself for your sins. So, I've forgiven you guys, and, yeah, deal with that, motherfuckers. I'm the bigger man here. So yeah, I'm going to take advantage of this and talk to some people that I can't talk to. And the reason I can't talk to them is because they don't want me to talk to them. And it's easy to do that nowadays. And I'm going to change their names because they, I don't like talking shit about people, So, I only drop people's names if, like I dropped the fan's name earlier on the podcast. And it's because I didn't think they would care. I was just, saying shout out to this guy. So I'm going to change these people's names, and I'm only going to change them slightly. Everyone is pretty much going to know who the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. So, these people are, I'm going to change their names to Random and Breva. Random and Breva. They're a couple. Random and Breva. Random and Breva. Yeah. Not too hard to figure out, guys. Alright. And these people were two people that I considered two of my closest friends. Because a lot of you that are listening to this podcast are my closest friends. But when your boy here was down and out, when I was really struggling, when I was, I won't beat around the bush, when I was addicted to heroin and homeless on the streets of Indianapolis, all you motherfuckers were out there. All you motherfuckers had couches. All you motherfuckers had ramen noodles and shit. None of you motherfuckers offered me any of those things. So I will never forget the few people that would hit me up and let me spend the night at their house. Those people have special places in my heart, and I will never forget them. And two of those people are Random and Breva. And for that reason, when I left Indiana, I felt comfortable leaving my keepsakes with them that I couldn't bring with me. I had two boxes. Well, one of them was like a tub, and the other one was a box. And they were just things that I couldn't part with, that I couldn't take with me. So I was like, hey, I'll leave them here and it wasn't even their house. Somebody was being nice and letting them live at their house because their house had burned down. So they didn't even have a right to do what they did. And what they did is before I tell you what they did, I'll tell you why they did it, because I'm not blaming them. I'm accepting what I did. I said some very fucked up things to these people. I said, they did some fucked up things to me too, and they know what they did. I don't want to call them out too hard, because it's not my spot to do that, but they did some fucked up things at a fucked up time in my life, and it kind of triggered me. They did it over a FaceTime video too, so it was like, for as much to in my face as they could have done it, they did it. And that made me a little mad. And then so yeah, then I said some things to them, and I care about these people, honestly. Like, one of them I've known for, like, I'm 28 now, about half my life. Another one I've only known for a couple years, but, like, we got pretty close pretty quick. I like you guys, but you guys got demons, and you hide them in the closet, and you turn the lights out, and you deny that closet exists. So I wish you guys the best, but yeah. So what they did, yeah, I put my possessions with them, and they burned them. We got in an argument. I said some fucked up things. Some things that were, I shouldn't have. I don't want to. I stand by what I said. I don't stand by what I said. I stand by why I said them. I could have used different words, and I used a real fucking hot button word that pretty much gives somebody, if they're ignorant, permission to do whatever they want. And so they took full advantage of that. And I was kind of pushing their buttons. So I kind of had this coming a little bit. But I don't think they fully understood what was in those fucking boxes. They don't understand what they did. And that honestly made it a little easier to forgive them. Because, not to get religious on you folks, but like I think Jesus said, forgive me if I'm misquoting Jesus or the Bible or misconstruing this, but he said it to like I think the man that stabbed him while he was on the cross, forgive him, Lord, for he knows not what he does. So I forgive you guys, and I hope I want you guys to forgive me. And I know time heals all wounds, so maybe in a couple months I'm sure you guys will hear about this. Hopefully you guys can forgive me, and you guys will unblock me, and we can go back to being buddies, because, like, on some real shit, I miss you guys. You guys are real as fuck, and, yeah, you guys are two of the only people I really liked conversing with, that I would mind, still having in my life, that have left it. Most of you guys that, hopped in the back seat and watched me crash the car, you guys are cool and all, but I appreciate the people, like I said, that were like, oh, hey bro, we know you're going through some shit, and it's really depressing to see you like this. And see, that's why a lot of people didn't want to talk to me while I was doing heroin, because it was depressing for them to see me like that, and they didn't want to feel like they were helping me do that, or they didn't trust that I wasn't going to rob them or anything, which I don't fucking steal from my friends, so like, fuck you. But, so yeah, it's all selfish reasons and fear that you guys didn't help me. These guys brought me into their home, cooked me hot meals, let me sleep on their couch, and then they'd go in their bedroom and shut the door and trust me in their living room with all their fucking possessions. And guess what? I didn't touch any of them because they're cool, I'm cool, and I appreciated the whole fucking thing that was going on. And I'm a decent person, and when somebody's decent to me, I'm decent right back. So, with that being said, I'm at the 45-minute mark on the dot. And, yeah, I guess the overall message is, forgive yourself. To do that, first step is love yourself, or love yourself. And to do that, you have to forgive yourself. And to forgive yourself, you have to understand what forgiveness is and how to do it. And I hope that I have made that a little bit easier for you here today. And I hope I'm doing what I can from an undisclosed location across the country to make this world a better place by helping my friends. And you guys will spread out with better hearts and carry this message on. So I'm trying to heal the world, folks. With my podcast, with my jokes. Ha 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 ha. Look at my penis. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Wow. With that being said, goodbye, guys.